Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Icon Swaps 2 is here. I'm going to take this wig off, it is so itchy. So what does that mean? Well, that means that in today's video, we're going to be discussing the best players for you guys to choose from these Icon Swaps and the best players to avoid. Because let me tell you, the Icon Swaps, they're not easy to get this time around, guys. EA have made it very hard and very tedious to get these Icon Swaps items. We already have 6 being released. Or should I say only have 6 Icon Swaps being released right now. We have the Icon Swaps Online, the Icon Swaps Single Player. Specifically, I want to show you guys the Icon Swaps Single Player because it takes a minimum of 18 games to get these cards. And it is going to take a very long time, guys. Minimum World Class difficulty for 2 of them and minimum Legendary difficulty for 1 of them. So I'm not expecting all you guys to get all these Icon Swaps items because they are not going to be easy. So in today's video, I'm just going to discuss the best possible players who I would say are worth it and the best players to avoid. And I'm going to give you guys some cheaper options, of course, and some more expensive options depending on how many Icon Swaps tokens you have. I'm also going to offer you guys some decent pairings as well because that's what it's all about, right? If you want to get more than one Icon Swap, you need to have a good pairing. So we're going to try and discuss that in today's video as well. But I'm going to go through one by one each card and discuss, are they worth it? If they are, why they're worth it? If they're not, why they're not worth it? So without further ado, let's go and let's get into it. So first things first, we have the 2 players who are worth 5 tokens. We have Bobby Moore and we have Frank Rijkaard. Now, first off the bat, I guarantee you a lot of you people are looking at this Bobby Moore card thinking that he is going to be... He's not worth it. He's just that dud player who nobody's going to use. Well, let me tell you, okay, I'm not telling you guys to all go out and get Bobby Moore, okay? But if you guys don't get that many Icon Swaps items, I accidentally went in there, that is my fault, okay? If you guys don't end up getting that many tokens, this guy is actually a very viable option. Not as a centre back, but as a CDM. He's 5'10", and he has extremely good defensive stats, guys. If we have a look at that right there, 93 interceptions, 93 defensive awareness, 91 stand tackling, and the thing that stands out and makes this guy a good CDM is that his short passing, long passing, and vision are immaculate, and his dribbling stats as well are phenomenal. He has decent agility and decent balance, and the reactions, ball control, and composure are even better than that, guys. So as a CDM, Bobby Moore on 7 chemistry is definitely a cop, guys. For 5 Icon Swaps items, it is brilliant. Now, Frank Rijkaard, I guess you could say, is similar to a player like Pep Guardiola, who we had last Icon Swaps. I'm not going to go and say he's the best player in the world, but he definitely isn't too bad. For 5 Icon Swaps, guys, it's just a player that's going to get the job done. I don't really need to say anything else. I accidentally went in here again. Oh my god. So if you're on a low budget for the Icon Swaps token, guys, I would probably take Frank Rijkaard over Bobby Moore just because Frank Rijkaard is already a CDM. The good thing about Frank Rijkaard is that he's got a 4-star weak foot. He's got low attacking work rates, and he's everything you need in a CDM. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit is the very low agility and balance. Besides that, you're not going to push forward with this guy. You're just going to use him as a CDM who's going to stay while attacking, and he has very good defensive stats. 92 interceptions, stand tackling is very decent, strength is good, the stamina isn't amazing, but you're not going to be running much with this guy. So I would say that baby Frank Rijkaard as a CDM is probably just a little bit more of a better option than Bobby Moore, just because you're going to be playing him on full chemistry. Now we're on to the players worth 6 tokens. We have Edwin van der Sar, we have Fernando Hierro. So, honestly, I would completely avoid this Van der Sar card. Yes, he is very good. I know he's 6'6". He's going to be a decent goalkeeper for you guys. But at the end of the day, Icon Swaps goalkeepers, or just Icon keepers in general, they're not really worth it, guys. Even for 6 tokens, you may as well go out there and just buy a Ter Stegen, a De Gea, a Neuer, somebody who's going to be able to do the job and is only going to cost you 20k. So I personally wouldn't go for this Van der Sar card. If you guys want to get him, feel free. He's 6'6", he is very tall, he's a very well-rounded keeper, and he will be able to get the job done. But the one player that catches my eye here, guys, and this is probably what I would say the most valuable card out of all these Icon Swaps picks, is this Fernando Hierro card. I'm just mixing everything up today. Fernando Hierro is offering you the complete centre-back card. He's got decent pace at 75. He's 6'2", which is ideal on a centre-back. Medium high work rates is ideal on a centre-back. And if we look at his in-game stats, guys, dribbling is immaculate with 70 agility and 80 balance. That's all you need on a centre-back. His passing is more than decent. And his defensive stats, although they're not completely amazing, they are very decent. Don't get me wrong. Those defensive stats are very, very decent. 92 jumping as well, so he's going to be brilliant in the air. This guy, you can't go wrong. I would highly recommend you guys to go pick Fernando Fernando. What am I saying right now? If we go on to the next page, we have the icon swaps cards that are worth 10 tokens. Now, starting off with Raul, would I recommend him? Would I not recommend him? Honestly, the more I look at that card, it is a very decent card. If you look at it, high medium work rates, 4-star, 4-star, and all around the bat, it is a very solid card. So, I mean, it all depends at the end of the day. Are you going to be able to fit this guy in your team? Are you not going to be able to fit him in your team? It's up to that, I guess. But he is a very solid card. The one thing that I would pull him out for is the strength and aggression. Since of the low aggression, he is going to feel quite weak on the ball. And I don't know if you guys want that on a striker. But very good pace, very good agility and balance, very good finishing. And I guess it just makes an all-round good striker. Would I recommend him though? I would say that there are much better options, because let me get into the next icon swap card with Mr. Ronald McDonald Koeman. This guy, I don't know why they made it. I think at least 12 to 13 icon swaps cards would be worth it for this guy, because seriously, 10 icon swaps cards for Ronald Koeman, you guys don't even understand. This guy, okay, you're probably wondering, why would you want to have a centre back with that card, okay? Seriously, you're not going to use this guy as a centre back. I would use this guy as a CDM, lads. A CDM with this guy on an engine chemistry style would be an absolute force to be reckoned with, lads, okay? Seriously, I can't fault him. The only thing that's wrong with him, I guess, is the high medium work rates. You tell this guy to stay while attacking, he is going to be fine. Agility and balance isn't necessarily the best, but you don't necessarily need agility and balance on a CDM. You take this guy on your set pieces, you take this guy on your corner kicks, you go up forward, you take a long shot with this guy, he is going to be absolutely brilliant in that CDM role on 7 chemistry. Much better than somebody like Bobby Moore, because he not only offers that defensive capabilities, he offers that offensive capabilities. With 86 shooting on a defensive card, we have never seen that before. That is absolutely crazy. On to the next player, we have Clarence Seedorf, his baby card specifically. Now this guy is the complete embodiment of a box-to-box midfielder. He's got high work rates, 4-star, 4-star. And to be honest, he's a little bit of a cheap bullet, I guess you could argue. I mean, of course, he doesn't have the height, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue in my opinion. He's not tall, he lacks a little bit defensively, but besides that, this guy is offering you a very, very, very good card. The one thing that I would say about this guy though, is that nothing really stands out. If you look at this guy, his highest stat on his card is 84. I know there are a lot of 80s, but they're all very low 80s, and he has a 71. So, although this guy does look very solid, just looking at his card, because he's pretty much in Club 80, this guy doesn't necessarily have anything that stands out about him. But the one thing that makes Seedorf so good, in my opinion, is that he's got those high work rates, and he's got the 4-star, 4-star. Would I recommend him over somebody like Koeman in a midfield role? No, I wouldn't. Just because Koeman has more standout stats. But I would say though that Seedorf is very, very decent just because of the 4-star, 4-star high work rates. So would I recommend him? It's a bit of a 50-50 for me, guys. It's a good card, but as I said before, nothing really stands out. So that's more up to you guys. It's a decent card. That's all I'm gonna say. Robert Pires, guys, his prime card, okay, is worth 10 icon swaps items. Now, honestly, for a prime 91 rated midfielder, I would personally say that straight away that this would be absolutely worth it. But if we get into the icon swaps later, I would say there are probably better options than somebody like Pires. Personally, I would not use this guy as a winger. I would use him more as a left cam in a 4-2-3-1. He does lack a lot of strength with 60 strength, and his agility and balance aren't the best. So would I recommend him? It's worth a try, but I say there's better options that we'll talk about later in this video. Hidetoshi Nakata, he is worth 11 icon swaps items, and I don't want to say anything about this guy, okay? I think that 11 icon swaps items for this guy is not worth it, okay? 31 aggression, 70 strength. This guy is going to be as weak as water on the ball. And he's just not perfect. He's not perfect as a cam. He's got medium work rates, which isn't necessarily the best. And he's just, honestly, there are so many better cams in this game that you could possibly get, especially from this icon swap bunch. So 11 tokens for Nakata. Personally, for me, it's a no. On to the next icon swaps card, similarly worth 11 tokens, and similarly a cam, we have Socrates. Now Socrates, in my opinion, is a far better cam than Nakata, just because, I mean, if we look at the stats on him, lads, he's 6'4", he's huge, he's got a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, which is absolutely amazing. The one thing though that you need to be aware with this baby Socrates card though, lads, is the very low balance, and I'd say decently low agility as well for a cam. For a cam, it's very important, in my opinion, guys, to have that agility and balance. And Socrates, he's when you think of a good cam in FIFA, you don't think of somebody who's 6'4". Let me just tell you that. So it's more of an interesting play with Socrates, but he does have some very good stats, guys. He's pretty strong for a cam with 82 strength. 6'4" is absolutely huge. And I think with the long shots, the passing, this guy will be a very good option. 95 composure is insane as well. Let me tell you that. I just say though, I think there are better cam options, okay, that I will talk about later in this video. Just because 56 balance, guys, I know I'm just pointing out him because of one stat, but dribbling is so important on a cam that I would just say that's a little bit of a turn off for this card for 11 icon swaps items specifically. For 8 or 9, I would say 100% this guy's worth it, but I'd say you might have to rethink about it, reevaluate it for 11 icon swaps items because it's quite expensive and it's going to take quite a long time to get. Gianluigi Zambrotta is also worth 11 icon swaps tokens, guys. Seriously, this guy for me is 100% a cop because there aren't many good right backs in the game. Full stop, end of sentence. This guy's offering you a very well-rounded right back card for 11 icon swaps items. Specifically though, the thing that stands out about this card for me is the 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Very similar to Ferland Mendy, except Ferland Mendy's on the left side. We all know how overpowered Ferland Mendy is in this game. Now, Zambrotta, very, very decent. I can't really fault the lad. He's got everything you need in the right back. I would say the defensive stats lack maybe a little bit. I think personally a Sentinel chemistry style, a Guardian chemistry style probably would be the best on Zambrotta, just to boost that dribbling a little bit, that agility and balance, and the defending. But yeah, for a right back, guys, Zambrotta is pretty much all you need. I would definitely recommend getting him for 11 icon swaps tokens. Luis Figo. Now this is the one that really caught my eye because I was comparing him to the likes of Pires, and honestly, I'd say definitely pick up this Figo over Pires if you're going to use him as a cam. If you're looking for one of these guys to use in a 4-2-3-1 as a cam, I would 100% say that Figo is more worth it, even though he's going to cost 3 more icon swaps tokens. Because seriously, you're getting a couple more pace, but the main thing that stands out for Figo for me is that he has a lot more strength, and strength on a cam, in my opinion, is pivotal. You need a little bit of strength on a cam, and Figo is going to get the job done. And even as a winger, Figo is going to be absolutely brilliant. Seriously, guys, agility, very decent. Balance, a little bit low, I must say. But seriously, an engine chemistry style in this guy, a Hawk chemistry style, this guy is going to be absolutely amazing. On to the next icon swaps item, and we have Sol Campbell, his prime card for 14 icon swaps tokens. Now, it's easy to look at this card and instantly say, do you want to get it? Because he has the pace, he has the defending, he has the physical. But the one thing that's caught my eye, guys, and I did use this guy in draft, and I probably will have a player review coming on the channel, is that his agility and balance are very, very low, and we all know how important that is on a centre back. His passing is very, very low as well. So that's something to be aware of if you guys want to go and get this card. Personally though, I would say avoid this Sol Campbell card, because if we looked at Hierro all the way over here, he's only going to cost 6 icon swaps tokens. And seriously, man, you're getting a far more well-rounded centre-back. I know he's not going to be as quick, I know he's not going to be as strong, but seriously, Fernando Hierro is pretty much all you need in a centre-back. And in my opinion, that's much more worth it than getting Sol Campbell, who's inevitably going to have some flaws to him with that passing, with that dribbling. On to the next icon swap card, and we have Gary Lineker. Let me just tell you right now, if you guys need a good striker in your team, this guy is the man to pick out of this icon swaps bunch. Let me tell you why, okay? High-low work rates, first things first, ideal on a striker. High-low, high-medium is perfect. Specifically though, high-low is probably more favorable. 4-star weak foot, in my opinion, is amazing. Much more important than 3 and 4-star skill moves, I think. So I think the 3-star skill moves not necessarily a thing to worry about, unless if you guys really do like a skilling striker, but the 4-star weak foot, in my opinion, is much more important. If we go have a look at Lineker's in-game stats, wow. 95 finishing, immaculate pace, and to be honest, it's a well-rounded striker card. His agility and balance, yeah, they're not the best, but with the chemistry style, they can easily be fixed. The physical stats, I know he does lack on aggression, but the main reason you're going to use this guy is that he does have pace and he does have finishing. And I guess that's all you need. And the main reason why I am going to say this guy is the best icon swap card, icon swap striker, sorry, is that compared to Luis Hernandez, who's going to cost 5 more tokens. Yes, I know with Hernandez, you're getting a little bit more pace, okay, a little less finishing, a little more dribbling. But the thing with Hernandez is that he has less strength, he's going to cost a lot more icon swaps tokens, and he doesn't have the 4-star weak foot. In my opinion, the 4-star weak foot is a need be on a striker in this game, and that's why I think Lineker is much more worth it than Hernandez. We go have a look at Laurent Blanc, guys, the next player who's going to cost 14 icon swaps tokens. In my opinion, I don't think Laurent Blanc is worth it. I seriously don't think that his baby card is worth it. Yes, he's got medium high work rates. Yes, he's 6'4", but you're gonna want to use this guy as a CDM because he's got a 3-star weak foot, a 2-star skill moves, and 2-star skill moves. He's gonna be useless going forward, guys, because he's got nothing he can really do with the ball. He is a decently well-rounded card. When I say decently well-rounded, I mean it's not amazing. Honestly, seriously, I would much rather, as a box-to-box midfielder or a CDM, pick somebody like Clarence Seedorf, who's going to cost 4 less icon swap tokens than somebody like Laurent Blanc. Because seriously, although you are getting the height, I think that somebody like Seedorf is much more worth it. And hopefully you guys can agree. We're going to skip the mid-icon pack, of course, because it's not a player, but seriously, I would avoid this at all costs, especially with my pack luck, I'll tell you that. We've talked about Luis Hernandez. I've established that I don't think he's worth it personally over prime Lineker. Now, let's get on to John Barnes. Now, John Barnes, it's his prime card, and let me tell you, it's an awesome card. He's got 4-star, 4-star, high medium work rates. He's everything you need, except personally, I think that he's more fitted to the role as a striker, and it's up to you guys if you want to use this John Barnes guy on 7 chemistry at striker, because I personally think that, yes, he would be good as a winger, but I feel like he's wasted as a winger almost, because he has such good strength, and I feel like you need to use that more so using this guy up front. You could try using this guy as a left cam as well. It's worth a shout. His passing stats aren't too shabby, Alonso. As I said before, if we look at most of his stats right there, the dark green, which proves that this guy is well-rounded and that he's going to be able to get the job done. For 19 swaps items though, do I think it's worth it? Personally, I would say no. Alessandro Del Piero. Now, seriously, I honestly don't think this card's worth it. I seriously don't think this card's worth it, okay? 20 icon swaps cards, items, guys, and you're getting a cam. I'm guessing you're most likely going to use this guy as a cam. But you could use him as a striker as well. He's got medium work rates, which definitely isn't the best. He's 5'9". The 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, I must say, are very decent. But he just lacks in physicals so much. And if you look at the dribbling stats, guys, 73 balance is not the best. And I don't want to be out here to just sound like Nepenthes and pick out every single flaw I can talk about. But I feel like you can get much better cams in this game who are not going to cost 20 icon swaps, because that is going to be very hard to get, very long to get, very tedious to get. And when we have him right next to Ronaldinho, who's only going to cost 21, I think Ronaldinho is just perfect, man. Seriously. Like, he's much better as a cam because he does have the dribbling stats, and he's more well-rounded as a cam. He's got more physicals, he's got the 5-star skill moves, which is very fun to use. But personally, with this Ronaldinho card as well, you have to be very careful, because you got to remember that these are a lot of icon swaps tokens, and if you want to use these two guys, you want to make sure that you're using them for the rest of FIFA, because they're going to take a very long time to get. 77 days, guys. 77 days. That's like 2.5 months. On to the final two icon swaps cards, guys, before I quickly go talk about some nice little pairings that you guys can use when taking some of these items. We have Prime Essien and we have Baby Vieira. Now, two amazing CDMs in this game. Are they worth 23 icon swaps tokens though? In my opinion, I don't think they are. Essien, very good card. I think he's more of a box-to-box midfielder with the high work rates. He's got decent shot power, decent long shots, and very decent defensive stats. I've gone and compared these guys in games. Michael Essien does have some more in games than Vieira. The good thing about Vieira though is that he's 6'4" and he's more of a CDM kind of player. But seriously guys, would I recommend them? No, I wouldn't. I don't think that they're worth it for 23 icon swap tokens, guys. It may be completely up to you, but as a CDM, you may as well go with and use Ronald Koeman, who's only cost 10 icon swaps cards, and use him on 7 chemistry, then get this Patrick Vieira card, or Michael Essien. That's my personal opinion, guys. Hopefully you guys agree with me, but I would avoid these guys at all costs. As I said before, guys, 77 days. It's not like you guys are going to get them in a click of a finger. These guys are going to take a long time to get. And in the space that you do get these guys, are they going to be worth it? Are they going to be fit into your team anymore? Are they really going to be that game changing? So before the video ends, guys, I'm going to discuss, in my opinion, the best possible pairings that you guys can take from these icon swaps 2 players. So yeah, let's go get into it. First things first, I would say that Fernando Hierro is 100% a cop. And if you guys can link him with somebody like Ronald Koeman, that's more of a cheaper option. But if you guys have the icon swaps cards, I would say go with somebody like Gary Lineker, because Gary Lineker up top is everything you need in a striker. And I seriously think that this guy is definitely worth it. Seriously though, guys, the best one for me would have to be Ronald Koeman and Luis Figo. For 23 icon swaps cards, you're getting 2 players who are going to last you the end of FIFA. Seriously, Luis Figo as a cam is everything you need. As I said before, you can even use him as a winger. And Ronald Koeman as a CDM is everything you need and more. So in my opinion, that is probably the best possible pairing that you can get from these icon swaps. They're going to cost 23, of course, which is not too easy to get. But if you can manage to get 23 icon swaps tokens, Ronald Koeman and Luis Figo are my 2 best. Zambrotta is a very good shout as well, lads. Don't get me wrong. If you want to get Zambrotta, you could easily link him up to somebody like Fernando Hierro at centre back for a centre back and right back link. That would be very good for only 17 icon swaps tokens. So there's just a few of my favorite pairings that you guys could possibly take from these icon swaps 2 cards. At the end of the day, the choice is yours, but hopefully in this video I did help you out in kind of clarifying and deciding which players are most worth it and which players you guys should avoid from these icon swaps 2 cards. So thank you all for watching the video, guys. If you are new around here, make sure you go subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below, and make sure you keep your eyes out because I have a lot of player reviews planned for these icon swaps cards and just icons in general and just FIFA 20 videos in general. So make sure you do not miss out on that, guys. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any FIFA 20 content. So thank you all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all the support recently as well. Thank you all so much for that. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas, a great Boxing Day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Dès le départ, je fonce dans ma rime avec talent en or, habile comme Itachi. Je vois ma vie qui défile des fils de pute. J'opère la tête comme d'habitude. J'ai des souvenirs qui restent dans la tête. Je pars pas quatre chemins si je veux finir artiste. J'ai que les haters, je ne fais que raccrocher comme si Billy Loomis c'était au bout du fil. Avec ma tête et ma dégaine, je dégaine pour te faire ta fête. Toi tu bégayes comme BS, je te graille. Puis je monte dans BM, tu crois sur BS, je percerai si je trouve la faille.